Today we're by the west coast, sitting under an umbrella, enjoying ourselves and just enjoying life while relaxing. And today we are going to be making a delicious mussel potjie with creamy garlic sauce and white wine and some stokbrood, because you need to dip some stokbrood in that lovely sauce. The west coast is an incredible place to be at. You know, this morning we took a walk and we saw dolphins, so many dolphins, and we saw Cape fur seal just out there frolicking around. We actually thought it was luck, but it wasn't. As soon as we got it closer, we unfortunately disturbed its peace and dove back into the sea and enjoyed itself. And the wildlife and the bird life here is incredible. So come join us while we get stuck into this amazing potjie. Well, we've just come back from the beach. It was a lovely morning. We are here at West Coast Luxury Tents. That's just outside Dwarskersbos, and we're going to make the most incredible potjie. It's going to be fantastic. Before we get stuck into the potjie, we're going to make some stokbrood, but the first thing we need to do is get some stokken. So luckily this bush right behind us, which is an indigenous bush, it had some dry pieces that I found along the side of the road. Probably they've just trimmed it. We're going to just neaten these guys up, and then we're going to take the stokbrood once we've made it and just twirl it around this and put it on the fire. Let's get started with kneading this up. So the main part about this is you just want to scrape away the dead wood that's on this. You don't want, when you take your stokbrood off, to have bark on it. So just give it a nice clean, give it a bit of a wash after that, and then these guys will be ready. That's number one done. Well, our stokkies came out magnificently. So you can see this is, you don't need to do the whole thing. You can just, this is your holding mechanism, so you don't have to do the whole thing. And you're going to take your stokbrood and wrap it around, well, the dough, and wrap it around the stokbrood till about there. Hold it over the fire or have it suspended. So they turned out very well. Must just tell you, it is a heat wave that we're experiencing yet. While we were traveling here yesterday, the temperature was 43 degrees Celsius. 43. Okay, we were traveling in the car, aircon, get outside, it's sure. Okay, anyways, so let's get started with the dough. We're going to take a cup of cake flour, grating of salt, about a half a teaspoon. Then this is bicarbonate of soda, a half a teaspoon of that. Oh, somewhere into the side, so half a teaspoon. So this is a no rise recipe. You don't have to let it rise. We're not putting in any yeast, and it's still going to taste absolutely fantastic. All right, then let's take some butter. So 15 grams of butter. All right, and then take your fingers and get in there. It must be cold butter, by the way. And you want to work it into this mixture so that it gets into a form like breadcrumbs. There we go. Can you see that is like breadcrumbs? Doesn't take an enormous amount of time to get that going. So let's add in 250 ml buttermilk. Let's just put it in our cup here. So buttermilk is like a sour fermented milk, right? I guess that's what it is. When I was still quite young, when our milk went off, I actually let the milk sour, and my mom convinced me this is buttermilk, I could drink it, and I used to drink that up until I learned I don't know, it's sour, it tastes very good with the bread. All right, add this in gradually with your knife until basically the dough is formed. Carry on kneading it like this until it ends up being, like that. Now you can imagine it must stick, right? It must stick to the stokker. So that's what you're looking for. So yeah, of course, I always say, let's do the taste test. It's not quite sour milk, it's quite creamy, but it's sour right there in the back of your mouth. Right, so we're going to start wrapping our stokker now. Let's just go check on our fire to make sure we've got the right coals. Well, we've just checked on our fire. It's looking good. So I think now is the time to actually get stuck into those onions and some parsley for the potjie. And we're going to be rolling out our dough balls and then stretching them and rolling them out along those stokkies just now. So why mussels? Well, the West Coast is famous for their mussels, especially there by Saldanha Bay. They've got a, what do you call it, a mussel factory in the sea where the mussels stick to these ropes and they form this huge mussel pod. And the cold Benguela current runs through the side of the country, so it creates great conditions for these mussels to be tender, soft, and plumpy and juicy. So that's why we're making mussels, and it's a typical West Coast dish, West Coast mussel pot. All right, let's chop up some things here. So this is 2 onions for the mussel pot. All right, so let's just chop these up finely. Finer than usual. You want them to be quite small and delicate. You know, and we're keeping this so simple today. You know, some garlic, some white wine, a touch of cream, and a touch of salt, and a little bit of chili flakes. It's such a simple dish, but it is super tasty. You know, there's so many different kinds you can make. You can put in tomato, you can put in a lot of chili, you can put in curry. But you know, to keep things real, typical West Coast is just to keep it simple. Now you just want to take a handful of this parsley. This is just to garnish it for afterwards, and we're chopping it now just to keep things simple. So we don't have to do anything now. We just make the food, make the broodjies, or make the mussel pot, make the broodjies, and garnish it. Now the Italians are saying, sacrilege! Why are you cutting the parsley? Because I just want it to be quite fine and tiny bits when you're sprinkling it over. I don't want really big chunky pieces. Perhaps if you're Italian, you want it chunky, no problem, keep it whole. If you want to keep it whole, keep it whole. It's everyone's preference, right? I'm just like showing you mine. So let's just put that to the side. And you know, so that we are prepared, we've got our tomato, we've got our lemon. All right, done. let's start making our Stokbrood. So let's just feel, it's a touch sticky, add a little bit of flour to that packaging. It's a small table, yeah. Right, so take about a ping pong size ball or golf ball size. Yeah, about that size. Roll them out like that. Yeah, that's good. Just going to flour my surface here a touch as well. It is a bit windy, but I don't have a choice. I don't want these things to stick. So, there goes my Stokbrood stick. All right, so let's roll out about 4 of these, just lengthwise like that. There we go. Number 1 done. You can take it in your hands, roll it out like that, finish it off on the board. So, let's take your stokkie. Now we want to leave that little bit for maybe a resting piece where you rest it on the, I don't know, a surface. So let's squish that on there and let's overlap that first piece so it can stick, and then just twirl it like this so it overlaps a little bit. Can you see? Like that. There we go. See, just like that. And then just take this oakie and start off where he left off. There we go. So there we got almost 1 done. This guy looks like he's going to take 3. Right. There we go. When you get to the end, just crimping down there like that. That's it. 1 Stokbrood done. Now, let's get this guy on the fire while we finish the rest off. Just some gentle coals on your Stokbroodie. That's it. All right, let's move some coal this side so we can get the potjie gently warmed up. Let's get those others rolled. Let's get these on. Okay, I was struggling a bit to control the heat and the fire. I mean, look, that side's looking great, but how do you balance something like that? It's just going to fall over. So my camera woman reminded me that I've got my gadget for controlling my coals. So there we go, look at that. All different levels, all different sizes. So that's going to work out better. Well, as you can see, we've been monitoring these oakies quite well. They're looking quite good. So every now and then just swap them around. At this moment, we are ready to get this potjie going. So we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of butter. Get that in there. We're going to add in all of our onions. Just stir that around a bit. Of course, making sure it doesn't burn. Got a nice fry in there. A tablespoon of garlic. You want it quite garlicky, right? They're garlic mussels with cream. That's what we want. And as you can see, it's been quite a hot day. We've got the cameraman's drinks. We've got my beer. Cheers. All right, and then we've got some wine. Let's just first sweat those onions down. And once we add more liquid, you'll see it won't be so vicious, right? But it's because we got them right there in there with the butter that is frying up. But once the liquids are in, glass of wine, some cream, it's going to be bubbling. Then we add the oyster. Then we add the mussels. So 2 cups of wine. Lovely. We want the alcohol to cook down, and we want to develop that nice sweet taste, sweet taste that you get from the wine. This is just a normal Sauvignon Blanc. Give that 2 minutes. All right. Well, that alcohol has evaporated nicely. I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of chili flakes, dried chili flakes. That's just for the initial kick, right? You want some flavor to it. It's not the chilliness of it. All right, let's get these mussels in. We got some overboard. Let's get them back in. We're going to let that steam for 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll open up and check if they have opened up. And if they have, sweet. Then we're going to take the cream, put it in, mix it up again, another 5 minutes, and we should be done. Look at these lovely Stokbrood. Look at this beautiful crustiness there, lovely char. I mean, I love my char, eh? Right? So, fantastic. Then we've got our lovely Potjie. And then, of course, we've put our cream in, and let's just give that a stir. Can't wait. This is going to be fantastic. We are almost ready. All right. 5 more minutes, and we're going to plate up. All right, guys, everything's ready. Let's get these guys off first. Just put them over here. Look at that. Nice, eh? All right, let's get our lovely mussel pot, West Coast mussel pot, dished up. Wow. Lovely. Fabulous. Oh, and it's smelling so good. All right. Before I forget, just to finish off with some Italian parsley. Just mix that in there. All right, let's dish this up. Nice. Lovely sauce. Rightio. And then let's take a seat. So first things first, after a hot day, cheers for sticking around. It's worth it. Cheers. Okay. Look at that magnificent Stokbrood. Lovely. Lovely thing to share, to dip into your lovely creamy sauce. Right, let's just rip it off there. It's rustic, right? I mean, we got really rustic sticks as well. There we go. And then, we actually should have battered it earlier on, but let's just give it a little bit of butter. Right, just like that. That'll melt while the Stokbrood is still nice and warm. So we've got our lovely mussel. I mean, look at this guy. Look at how orange he is. That's going to be delicious. Let's try it out. Mussely. West Coast mussely. When you have to, use this as a spoon, right? Get that sauce. Look at this lovely sauce. Yeah. Just take that sauce. Use it as a spoon. Dish up all these mussels. I must tell you, this has been a lovely time that we've had over here. The mussels look fantastic, juicy and plump. Taste of the sea, absolutely West Coast style, for sure. Take your stokbrood as well. Crunch it up like that. Dip it in the sauce, like that. Right. Let's taste that. Crunchy. Real lovely bread to soak up that juice, that sauce. And of course, you have to try the lemon. Some lemon and seafood always goes well together. Oh, my word. That enhances that flavor so much. Holy smoke. Cream, lemon, garlic. Get the pips out there. Don't forget your lemon. It's fabulous. In fact, I'd say it's better to have it with lemon. Lovely. Well, if you love porkies and something different for a change, some nice seafood, some shellfish, some West Coast mussels, and a bit of exploring around in this beautiful area, then come join us on Travel Trails and Tastes. Cheers to the next episode.